Hello! Welcome back to our urban homestead. I am in my seed room slash plant room slash jungle room. And I'm gonna start a couple hot peppers and some perennial herbs. Now, I wanna start this video off by saying, a lot of people are gonna be like, it's way too early for you to start peppers. Okay, well, I am an experienced gardener. This isn't my first year. I wasn't a pandemic gardener. I've been gardening my whole entire life in the same state. I know what I need to do. So there's that. And where I live, hot peppers take a very, very long time because we are extremely cold for most of the year. Now, I'm not starting things like my tomatoes or my sweet peppers or any of the various tons of things that I grow. This is strictly hot peppers. They take a very long time to mature where I live. So, also, you know, even if you aren't a seasoned gardener and you want to start seeds, honey, start those seeds. There is nothing wrong with that if, you know, if that brings you joy. And don't let anyone tell you you can't do something that brings you joy. I am a big believer in getting your hands in the soil. It just does something chemically to my brain anyway. And I'm a big believer that everyone should try to grow their own food. So if you want to start your seeds now and you've got the means and the room to do it, by all means, I want you to start seeds. I want you to grow food. And even if some of those plants, you know, get too large before you can put them outside, I don't want you to count that as a loss or a fail because you're going to learn something. So next year you'll know what to do better, or you can always try again. It's really never too late. Tomatoes, for example, I do 2 rounds of tomatoes. I do some that grow, you know, I plant them in the spring, they grow all summer. Then I do another round that I start, in June from seed. I plant them out around July, and I have tomatoes all the way until it freezes. So, I mean, do what you want to do. Just grow something. That's all. So there's my soapbox speech for the moment on that. Speaking of tomatoes, Rachel, if you watch this video, I've got my basket of seeds over here. So those tomatoes we talked about the other day, I will look to see if I have some extras so I can send them to you. Okay, so I've got my heat mat plugged in, and I've got one of my seed cells with soil. Got a, I don't know what to call this, a little flat that they set in. And I'm gonna be doing, like I said, just hot peppers, some chili peppers, and I start my jalapenos this early as well. Now, obviously those aren't super hot or anything, but I always start them the same time I start the chili peppers. So I just take like a chopstick, or this is a skewer, not a chopstick. I couldn't find my chopstick that I used last year, surprise, surprise. And I just dig a little hole in there. I'm doing 12 jalapeno plants because I make a lot of salsa and candied jalapenos. Those are so delicious. If you've never tried them, oh my God, they're so good. And it looks like one of these seeds is a little black, so I'm not gonna use that. But these are my seeds. I save seeds every year. I have a horrible, horrible addiction to saving seeds. I can't even tell you how many seeds I have. It's crazy. And then I'm just gonna plop it down in the hole. Sorry if you can hear my dogs. And I have plenty of space. I could probably do this whole tray of jalapenos because I have the space inside and I have the lights. You can, if you're worried about germination, you can drop 2 seeds into each cell. I don't worry about germination rates because I save my seeds. I know that I save them properly and I never have an issue with germination. And another thing is when you fill your soil in these seed cells, you don't want your soil to be like super compacted. You want that seed to be able to germinate and you want it to be able to get a good root system going. And the way that's going to happen is by those roots being able to move through the soil. Now, you don't want it like really, really loose either. You just want it not too loose and not too tight. I don't know how to describe it. And then I just like to give them a little pat down. Those are planted down about 1/4 of an inch, and that is a good, good level for the peppers. Now, in a couple weeks, when these get, I would say after about 3 weeks after they've already sprouted, I will pot them up into pots like these. These were actually from flowers that I had planted in our yard a couple years ago, and I also have a very bad habit of saving every little pot and stuff that I can, just like seeds. It's an addiction. And so I will transplant them into these. These are, I don't know, probably 4 inches high. And then they will stay in there until they go out into the garden. That way they're not gonna be stunted for growth, and they can get a really, really good root system going. And then I just take them out of there, pop them into the garden, and let them do their thing. I'm fighting the urge to do more than the 12 jalapenos because I had 12 jalapeno plants last year, and that just wasn't quite enough. So maybe I'll do 6 more. It's bad. It's bad, bad, bad. Because I do want to give my brother a couple plants for his house, and my niece to be able to take care of them. What did I do with the seeds? I could maybe show. Here we are. And worst case scenario, if I don't need all of these, I will just set them like at the end of my driveway and tell someone they can have them for free. Or I have lots of flower pots and I will just put them in a pot around my yard and grow them that way. Or I could put them in my green stock. So yeah, I'm definitely not worried about 6 extra jalapeno plants. And that one didn't quite go in. All right, so 18 jalapeno plants. I'm not quite sure what all herbs I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna do oregano and a couple different kinds of thyme. I might start some lemon balm. I'm not gonna do cilantro or dill yet. It's way too early for those, in my experience anyway. All right, now I'm gonna do, I'll do 4 of the chili plants. I only grow chili plants for me to, like, I dry them and make my own crushed red pepper flakes. I don't ever have to buy those, and I cook a lot with those. And I don't make my own hot sauce. I'm the only one that eats hot sauce, so it's basically for chili, red chili flake for my cooking. We'll do 4 of those. I need to get my labelers out, but since I only have 2 going, I should be able to differentiate. First 3 rows are jalapeno, then I skipped a row, and then I've got the chili peppers. All right. And then I've got this little dome. I've been using this same dome over and over. I think this one is about 5 years old. And I mean, it's got a little crack on it, but it still works. And I think when I first bought it, it was like $2 for the whole thing. It came with this, the tray underneath, and then 2 of those seed cells. It was like $2. And when I was at the Farm and Fleet the other day, they were like $7. I'm like, oh my gosh. So reuse them if you can. Okay, so the soil is still pretty moist, so I'm not going to water it right now. I'm gonna put it on the heat mat and leave it alone. I might come back later and check it to make sure that the soil is still moist, because that's the only way the seeds are gonna germinate, if they're warm and if they are moist. So I might come back, spray it with a little spray bottle, and then once the seeds germinate, which that means once you start to see little sprouts, I'm going to turn on my grow lights. You want to do that as soon as you see the first sign of any green popping out. That way your plants don't get leggy, which a lot of people have this problem with their tomatoes especially. They're not getting enough light. The plant shoots up really, really long trying to reach the light. So I put the lights on as soon as I see just even the slightest bit of them popping out. And I leave my lights on for about 14 hours a day. And then I will start watering it from the bottom, not on top. Vegetable plants uptake the water from their root system. There are little holes on the bottom of these. So I will bottom water it, never from the top. That's a good way to honestly ruin your plants. So I will keep you updated on that. So yes, it has officially begun in my book, and I am super, super, super excited. I'm gonna go through my herbs, plant some of those, and prepare for this winter storm we're getting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.